Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Hope you are doing great. So guys, in this video I am going to teach you how to cut and sew this beautiful two-step gathered gown with a long balloon sleeve. Guys, you're going to enjoy this, and please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share and comment on my videos. Let's go. So guys, to make this beautiful piece, I started by folding the material into two places like I already did, and the next thing I did was to mark my starting line. Here is my starting line. Okay, this is my starting line, and from there I marked 30 inches downwards from the place the gather is going to start from. Okay, is 30 inches, and I made sure they are on a straight line. Okay, make sure everything is aligned together, so the lines are matched together. Is 30 inches on each side. And once I'm done, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my shoulder. Okay, I'm going to mark my shoulder slope. I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. The chalk wasn't chalking at all, but I have to continue. So I had to mark my neck point, 3 inches. I went in by 3 inches, my neck width. That is the wideness of my neck. And I'm going to mark my shoulder slope. I'll connect it to the neck width. Okay, that is for my shoulder slope. I was cutting this as if I wasn't videoing, because once I'm videoing, I will make sure I am teaching. Okay, but I know I'm going to explain it how I did it. So the next thing I did was to mark my neck depth. So my neck depth is 4 inches, 4 inches, and I connect it. That is for the front neck depth. We are cutting for the front. Okay, so the next thing I did, we have now marked our shoulder divide by 2. That is to show you that I forgot I was teaching. So we're going to mark. So from the shoulder slope, I am going to mark 8 inches for the armhole opening. Okay, and also the armhole point, 8 inches. Okay, so once I'm done marking it, I am going to give it a line, which is also going to serve as our chest line. So next thing I'm going to do is to divide my shoulder circumference into 2. Mine is 7.5 inches, which I've marked down already. So that is it. So 4.5 inches plus 3 inches for the neck width, making it 7.5 in total. So we are still good at what we are doing. So next thing we are going to do right now is to mark our armhole point, our armhole line, and I took down the 7.5 inches down to the armhole point, which is also serves as our chest point, and I make sure I have the 8 inches point in line. So once I'm done with that, I am going to start adding the points. We are going to add our bust point, our waist point, and our hip point. Okay, so my bust point is 10 inches. That's my client's bust point. 10 inches, waist point 16 inches, and hip point of course is 24 inches. So I'm going to start adding the body circumference divided by 4. My bust circumference divided by 4, my client's bust circumference divided by 4. I'm trying to check the measurement. So it's 9 and 6/8. That is 39 divided by 4. And I'll add extra 1 inch seam allowance because it's a stretchy fabric. Okay, it's very stretchy, so you don't even need measurement, if at all you don't. But I added 1 inch seam allowance because the material is stretchy. Then on the waist point, I'm still checking my customer's waist circumference, and I'm going to divide it by 4, and I'll add 1 inch seam allowance. I'll do the same at the hip circumference. So I will curve my armhole and put my armhole curve this way. So after covering my armhole, I'll try to gather the lines. I'll make a straight line, and I'm going to cut out. That's it. So guys, I made a mistake here. I didn't add the zipper allowance because I wanted to use the front piece to cut out the back piece without adding the zipper allowance, that is the 1-inch zipper allowance. Okay, so after cutting it out, I realized that I didn't add the 1-inch seam allowance for the zip. Then I had to use it for the sleeve. Okay, so you're going to see where I used this piece that I'm about to cut out now to make the sleeve. Okay, so guys, I later added the 1-inch seam allowance for the zip, okay, for the zipper. And right now I'm going to cut this one out. We are going to be making use of this one. Okay, so first off, I cut out 1 inch for the back, and I cut out the neck, front neck line, and I slit the back piece because it's going to have a zipper at the back. And for the piece that I made a mistake on, I'm going to cut out the sleeve here. First off, I went down by 24 inches for the sleeve length. It's going to have a long sleeve, and came down by 4 inches. Then connect my sleeve, make sure my armhole is going to cover it up. I added extra 2 inches for the armhole measurement for the armhole line, and I'm going to cut it out right now, so it wasn't a waste. Okay, so it's going to have a gather at the down area. It's going to have an elastic at the down area. So we're going to use this one to cut out the other hand, okay, to cut out the other side of the sleeve. So that is it. So for the gathered piece, the first gather is going to be 10 inches in length, while the second gather is going to be 6 inches in length, and it's going to take up the whole 60 inches of the material. So I'm trying to take it this way, cut it out this way, and this is how I'm going to cut it out. I'm cutting out the two at once, 6 inches and 10 inches in length. So after cutting it out, this is what it should look like. So I'm going to hem the downside, then I will gather the stitches. Okay, I will run a stitch and gather them. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the interfacing of the gown. Okay, so after cutting it out, I'm going to place it like this. Okay, and I'll sew it round and I'll iron it down. So let me cut for the back. So I split the back's own into two, because the back is going to have a zipper, and I will stitch it this way. I'll pin it down, I'll stitch it this way. I'll do the same for the other one. I'll pin it down and I'll stitch it. So guys, here I'm done adding the zipper, stitching the interfacing, adding the zipper, stitching the back. This is what I did at the back area. See how close the zip is, because it's an invisible zip. Okay, so I've not ironed it all part of the gown. Okay, so after I am done, I'm going to place the front piece at the back piece, right side facing right side, and I will join the shoulders together. Watch how I'm going to join the shoulders together. So I'll bring the interfacing together, and I'll bring the bodies together, and I'll fold it, making the interfacing to lap on the bodies. Then I'll sew it together with the body, and we have our neat finished interfacing. Okay, so here I am done doing it, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be shaping it now. I'm going to shape it now. So I am trying to take the proper measurement for it, the shoulder. Okay, so the shoulder is okay. We are just going to cut out the excess at the other side. That one that is coming out, I'm going to trim it out. So we have, remember our shoulder line is 8 inches. So that is how where I just marked. Our armhole point is 8 inches, sorry. So our armhole point is 8 inches, and I've marked it. So I'm going to mark my bust point, my waist point, and my hip point. So I'm marking it on both sides right now, because I am trying to shape the dress. This is how to shape your dress. Okay, I'm marking on both sides. So I'm going to check my bust point, bust measurement, divide by 2. Now we are going to divide it by 2, because we are shaping. It's no longer 4 now, it's now in 2s. Okay, so my bust point divide by 2, you add and divide whatever you got and place it at the exact line. Okay, there is no room for allowance now. So this is what we are going to do on the bust point, on the waist point, and on the hip point. Then we connect it together and we'll run a stitch on it. That is how to shape your dress. Okay, so here I'm done stitching on the 2 sides, and this is what it looks like. So this is the front. Okay, this is the right side of the gown, and this is what it's going to look like. So this is the gather. This is what the gather looks like. This is the 6 inches in length gather, and we are still gathering the 10 inches in length. I am still gathering the 10 inches in length gather. This is it. So I'll show you how I did it. I ran a stitch on it and I gathered it this way. So this is how I am gathering it. So my hip circumference is 40. My client's hip circumference is 40. Okay, so I make sure that the gather is up to 40 inches, because that is what I used on the down part of the gown. So I make sure that if I'm gathering it, I will be measuring it to make sure it's up to 40 inches. Then I will stop at 40 inches. That is it. So this is the first gather and make sure it's up to 40. Okay, so I'm going to place the second gather on it. So this is the first gather and this is the second gather. I'm going to stitch it, attach it to the gown, and then we work on the sleeve. The sleeve is a gathered sleeve, it's an elastic sleeve. So that is it. So this is the gown after attaching the gather. Very beautiful, very beautiful. So I'm going to attach the sleeve now. So here is it. I'm checking out the full length of the gown to make sure it's at the exact same place, and yes, it is with the measurement of my client's measurement. Okay, and it is. Thank God for that. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to attach the sleeve. So I hemmed the sleeve edge by ½ inch because the elastic is going to be ½ inch. Okay, ½ inch elastic. So I'm going to use my pin to the elastic inside, and just watch how I'm going to do that. So guys, this is what it should look like, the sleeve. So I'm going to attach it to the body after notching the center. So I'll attach it to the body, and that is it for the gown. Okay, so I'll do the same for the other side, and I will show you the final look. And this is the final look, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you all in my next video. Bye.